Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Unshaven Modcast. I'm Action,
I'm Fuggit.
and Dixon's gone again
Loser.
for the second week in a row. We are weekly on Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, only at unshavenmodcast.com and live on our Facebook page at Unshaven Modcast. Can't stay awake for the whole show? Search for us on YouTube, iTunes, and Google Music. All episodes are uploaded the day after they air. We are a show about nothing and everything, so prepare to be offended with words like bum fiddler, dream hole, and peniophobia.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit. Our sponsors for this month are Cincinnati Tattoo Studio, offering clean and professional tattoos and piercings to the Queen City and beyond for 50 years. They're located at 4951 Glenway Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45238, or you can reach them at 513-921-3308. You can also find them on the web at cincinnatitattoo.com and on Facebook at Cincinnati Tattoo Studios.
Yeah.
Got through that.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
That was a lot on that one.
There was a ton on that, dude.
Can't just say jankytees.com anymore.
Right. $20 t-shirts. Now they owe us more money.
Yeah. If you want to say your name, it was $1.
Yeah, right. That sounds like it's a good plan to me, man. We could use the money.
Yeah, we gotta make money somehow.
Yeah.
Shit ain't free.
You know, you guys can also send us money through Messenger, if you prefer.
Yeah.
We do need
Do little donations.
the money.
Maybe we donate enough money, we'll get some phones in here.
You guys
Phones,
can
we'll do some phones.
call
Take
in.
calls.
We'll
Win some concert tickets.
We'll buy a t-shirt cannon to shoot t-shirts at the camera. Sounds like a good idea. I just want a t-shirt cannon.
Hi, Gary. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, good fans we have, huh?
Yeah.
Nathan messaged me today. Told me he's creating a wrestling show
I know.
on YouTube.
I know. I kind of fucking slacked off too.
Yeah.
'Cause I got this friend request all of a sudden from White Trash Wrestling something or other, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
And so I didn't add it. And then later I see a mess or a status, and Nate goes,
Yeah.
"If you get a friend request from White Trash Wrestling, whatever, that's me." And so I commented on it, and I was like, "Why didn't you make a page?" And he was like, "I tried, it wouldn't let me." And I was like, "Oh well, tomorrow I'll set it up for you. I'll make you an admin. I'll create you a logo and everything." That was 2 days ago. I didn't do shit. Sorry, Nate.
Yeah. He sent me the script, and I wrote him back, and I told him that I want to be a manager, like on the side of the ring. And he told me, yeah, and I got super excited. But then I realized, like, if I'm somewhere where a 14-year-old kid gets his neck broken and paralyzed, I don't want to be standing there when they come asking questions. So I might not do that.
Love you too, Gary. Yeah. So how was your week this week?
You know, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think if I did anything really exciting. I had a doctor's appointment today. That went good.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good to be healthy.
Yeah. I feel like there's something that I really wanted to say about the weekend, but it's I'm at a loss.
Gone.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I'm trying to replay all the days in my head, like what happened last Thursday? Anything happened last Thursday?
I know you went to the art museum.
Yeah, maybe that was it. You know,
Could've been it.
maybe fuck, dude.
I'll tell you about. You want me to tell you about your week?
Yeah, tell me about my week. Man.
Well, Friday night we played games all night.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was fun. Yeah, I forgot about that. We did that too. Yeah, but anyways, Saturday went to the art museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool because they had a real mummy there,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and that part's neat.
And you don't even have to pay for that one.
Yeah, that's just you can throw some change in their bucket they got sitting out there. But
So, I mean, how was the part you actually paid for, though? The samurai shit.
oh, dude, that was awesome.
Was it cool?
Those were some little fellas. They really were. They were super tiny guys. Yeah, it was really neat, dude. The armor was awesome, and like certain samurai had little cups dented out in their armor with lids on them.
Really?
So in battle, if they were wounded, they could get in there and take an opium ball, or some sort of pain reliever to continue fighting.
No wonder those fuckers are so good at what
Right,
they do.
right, because they're all hopped up on opium.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was fun. Sunday I was supposed to have Walking Dead night.
Yeah, you didn't make it to that one.
Nope, I fell asleep. But I did wake up in time to watch it here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good episode, I suppose.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
We were talking about that at night because Rick and Ball came over to watch it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it kind of felt like a real episode again compared to like last season. It was just kind of like a lot of like, I guess, character building with a lot of the other, villages and towns around.
Yeah, right.
As far as Hilltop and Alexandria and the Saviors and the Kingdom, it was kind of like building all that up. So there really wasn't much going on, and then this one there's a little bit more action and.
For some reason, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this last episode was a funny one.
The last week's?
Yeah.
I thought it was a good one.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
I think we should fire Uber.
But yeah. But I don't know if that's just because I took my medicine and I thought it was funny, or if it was that legitimately funny. But I felt like there were jokes in it.
No, I thought it was a good
with
one.
the tiger and shit.
I was actually impressed we pulled that off for 2 hours.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Last week. You're talking about Walking Dead still?
Yeah.
Oh, that might have been your medicine. I didn't find it funny.
Yeah.
You threw me for a loop there. When you just started talking about funny, I no longer thought you were talking about Walking Dead.
Right, yeah.
'Cause Walking Dead's not funny.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, subject change. We're not talking about Walking Dead anymore.
But they had like little jokes in it. The Walking Dead, not our show.
Did they?
Yeah, I thought they did. Like with the tiger and shit. I thought it was funny. Yeah.
It could have been you.
Then I cracked up. And then I looked up useless cat facts.
That's funny.
Yeah, but so yeah, Uber's not here, and I guess since he's not here, we can talk about it because this is part of my week too.
Yeah, we can talk about it if we want.
Yeah, he wrecked his car by running into a parked car.
Parked car jumped out and got him.
Yeah, jumped right out in front of him.
That's probably why he's down. That's probably why he's not coming in here. He's sad.
Right, yeah, depression's set in on him. And he had a package come in the mail this week, and it had bath bombs in it.
Oh, so he's in the bath crying.
Right, with bath bombs.
With bath bombs.
Yeah.
I
So
get
I
it.
thought that was pretty funny because it's only girls use those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was actually on Trinity's Christmas list was to get those.
Bath bombs.
Like my 14-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Well, 15 now.
What's a bath bomb? Yeah. What are you
I
gonna
don't
do?
even know. It's just a big ball of something.
I smelled him though.
Did he
He
smell?
smelled
fresh?
really good.
He smelled good.
Yeah. Like mint. Must have been a mint bath
Well-
ball.
Gary, he can't be poopy nuts if he smells refreshing.
I haven't even put the video on yet. I got sidetracked having to control everything and read the script.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Friday we started the whole game thing.
It's turned into something really cool, I think.
It has, actually. We've
Yeah.
got a... What's the fucking thing you called? That you have?
A Raspberry Pi.
Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
It's got fucking...
Every
like
game.
700 Nintendo games, 700 Sega Genesis games, 700 Super Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And now we've started a thing within the club, and not even within the club, whoever wants to come fucking join it. Where we fucking...
Game on.
It's like, game on. It's fucking like we have a whiteboard with the fucking person with the highest score, and we like keep trying to outdo each other, which then kind of somewhat leaked onto Facebook.
Yeah.
And now we have a chat on Facebook, because on Facebook Messenger they have the games now, where you can play within the chat. It's not even You don't even have to, like, and there's, like, I don't know, what, 20-something games?
Yeah.
I mean, they have Galaga, Arachnoid, they have
Dude, there's a lot of fun
ton
games.
of games.
Yeah.
But you don't have to download them to your phone. Like, you're playing right from Messenger, and it keeps track of who's got the highest score and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so like, there's probably, what, like 10 of us in there now?
Yeah.
All playing these games?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Where are we going, Nate? Let's go. Fuck lines. Gary, you're just mad that you've lost all your top scores except for Arachnoid, which I've been diligently trying to beat for 3 days now.
I can't find our live video.
You should have gotten in a notification.
There it is. Now I got it.
So that was Friday. I think most of my week excitingness happened with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really do much else this week.
Right.
My brother's coming into downtown tomorrow, which is fucking exciting. Chrissy's picking him up off the plane at 10:30 in the morning, and then I get to see him when I get off work, and then I'm taking Friday off, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Other than that, nothing. I didn't really do anything this week. We had the handout, which was good.
Yeah, it turned out good. Did a little gaming after that.
Did even more gaming after that. I think the top 2 games right now are Tetris and Dr. Mario.
Yeah, dude. It's out of control. And pinball, I did good at that. That's the only one I did good at.
Yeah. Well, actually, after The Walking Dead, me and Josh, just to beat your score.
Yeah,
Actually, I beat your score first, and then
Yeah.
Josh wanted his name to be up there, so then he beat your score. But we did find a cooler pinball on the Super Nintendo one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, better graphics.
Rick and Ball always does a little crying carry. You know how to push his buttons.
Old Gar Bear.
Gar Bear. Care Bear. Yeah, so that was my week. Nothing really much happened. Dominic's, my brother's coming in tomorrow. That's about all I got going for me right now.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Did you catch the Grammys?
No, I
Or
don't
watch any
that
of the
shit.
videos?
Nah.
They had the Metallica. They're calling
Yeah,
it the Metallica.
Metallica. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I honestly I wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. Well, the thing is, like, I like Lady Gaga. I don't listen to her music, but I like her.
Yeah.
And I've always, like, the funny thing is I've always said that, like, she's like the Marilyn Manson of pop music.
Oh, yeah, because she's all out there and edgy.
And, well, she, I guess, did this article recently, or this interview, where she stated she was like, you know, metal is like, you know, one of the most breathing, living, you know, music genres in the world. It'll never die, blah, blah, blah. And she was kind of going on about how she grew up with Iron Maiden, you know, listening to Iron Maiden, and, like, you know, she was like, metal and she was like, all kinds of music are just as important to me as, like, the music I put out. You know, she's like, I like everything. She's like, just because I put out pop doesn't mean that's the only thing I fucking listen to.
Yeah,
you know?
I think most artists are probably like that too.
But I don't know. It just made me like her even more.
Yeah.
The fact that she got up there with Metallica and
I just like that she jumped off the roof of the Super Bowl.
that was
and
funny.
They made an awesome meme out of it.
There's quite a few of those.
Yeah, that's why. But yeah, I mean, she's not bad. You know, I don't get where everybody was talking about the Super Bowl with her belly fat and shit. I didn't really. Get
That was rude.
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
That irked me.
But she was, nice lady, I guess. I mean, I don't know her personally, but
Oh,
I'm sure she's nice.
I'm sure she's nice.
I saw this thing where she brought a bunch of clothes and toys to some inner city school
Oh, well, that's cool.
and handed them out to the kids.
Did she gloat about it, or did the media make a big deal about it?
No, I think she probably had her own camera crew there with her.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so fuck her.
We won't judge too hard.
Right. At least she still did good.
Yeah.
Even though it probably wasn't the
Yeah.
intention.
No, I don't watch the Grammys either. I don't. I watched some
Yeah.
of the highlights the next day. I don't watch them. For that, like on top of that, The Walking Dead was on.
Yeah,
So I'm not
right.
gonna watch the Grammys.
Yeah.
A couple cool other things I thought that happened during the Grammys that I watched the next day was. I know everybody's not a fan of them, but I love 21 Pilots.
Oh,
and,
Jesus God.
Well, they won an award.
Oh,
They got caught, and then they got up, and they were in the aisle, and they took their pants off, and then they walked up in their underwear, and like everybody was just kind of like, and they were like, look, the thing is like, before we were famous, before, me and him were hanging out, and we're watching the Grammys, and he's like, we're just sitting there, and we both realized that we're just kind of like hanging out. Like, he just stopped by, and I was in my underwear, and then like he got comfortable in his underwear, and he was like, and we just realized we were watching the show in underwear, and it was kind of weird. And then he was like, you know what? If we ever end up there one day and we ever like get a Grammy, we should receive the Grammy just like we're sitting right now. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because they got a Grammy and they held their word and one of them got it in their underwear.
Nice.
Whether or not that story's true, I don't know, but yeah. Other than that, I don't watch the Grammys.
Yeah, I mean, do you like? I haven't watched award shows in a long time. Like, then I started watching like the MTV Music Awards for a while, and those got stupid. And, I just don't watch. I don't watch anything anymore.
They're all stupid and that's the one reason I kind of got excited about Metallica being on this year was the reason I stopped watching award shows because it all became rap and pop oriented.
Yeah,
like there was no rock bands, no mention of them hardly.
Yeah,
it just all became rock and pop geared. The top 40, that's what everybody wants to hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I watched the Walking Dead premiere, which was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Not as funny as some thought it was.
It was a laugh riot.
The other big thing that happened this week, though, was it's kind of sad. Even though I listen to him rarely, but I do listen to him. But WNKU.
Yeah, I saw that.
I guess something about like NKU is having financial troubles in the first place, and so there had been talks over the past year of dropping the station because I think what I read is it cost them $1.1 million a year to run that station.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was kind of one of those, we hate to do it. It's been 30 years. That station's been around for 30 years, which I didn't know until I read that. I knew it's been around a while. But
yeah, I can remember it from when I was like in junior high.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a couple cool like music like programs they have on there that are really cool. But yeah, I didn't listen to it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know, kind of a local staple, and it's going away, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the How About That girl? What she did on the plane?
Yeah, and then I heard something else about her too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I guess on the plane she was like recording a follow-up for Dr. Phil. Like that's where she was.
Yeah.
She just got done filming and then she was coming back and got into a fight with a passenger and like clocked him.
Yeah.
So she got thrown off the plane.
Yeah, well, she's just a child.
She is, but dude, she's got her own fucking website now where she's selling all her own How About That fucking. Yeah. She's playing it smart.
Yeah, I saw something where she went back on Dr. Phil, and she told Dr. Phil that you're welcome for me making your show famous. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Phil could give two shits, dude.
Yeah. Fucking retard.
Yeah.
So while I was looking for a different article today, I found this other article that I just found to be funny. I just wanted to share it. Drug slinging catapult seized on U.S.-Mexico border.
That's awesome.
In the Arizona, on the Arizona border.
Oh, okay.
See how powerful enough to sling 2 bundles of weed weighing a combined 47 pounds. It was attached to the top of the fence.
Yeah.
And they would sling it over from Mexico to the U.S. That's hilarious. I don't know why. Awesome. It caught my eye, and I was like, this is fucking funny. But it's creative, man. It's super creative.
Oh, well, dude, it's totally creative.
Well, because there's the other thing that I actually saw last week. I almost actually brought it in for last week.
Yeah.
But did you see the big bust where they were all disguised as limes?
No.
You didn't see that?
No.
There was it was in January in Texas. They seized $789,000 worth of pot.
Yeah.
in a shipment of key limes. They were like, I guess they packed it to look like the shape of a lime and then wrapped it in green tape and they just put it in all these boxes.
Really?
So in the truck, from like if you're not looking closely,
it just looks like
I saw
limes.
a picture of it. Yeah, it just looked like a bunch of limes.
Yeah.
But then it showed it like cutting one open and like there's fucking pot inside. I was like, that's fucking genius.
Dude, they do all kinds of crazy shit. Like, I know they got they've had drones crash where drones were trying to fly weed over.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and then I want to say. They tried to tie drugs to a bird. And seriously, I really want to say that I read that.
That's hilarious.
I want it to be true.
That's
and
funny.
Tried to get the bird to fly the drugs over the wall.
Carrier pigeons.
Yeah, dude, if you want to get your drugs over, you're going to get your drugs over. That's why the wall is pointless.
Makes a whole new meaning to carrier pigeons.
Yeah.
Well, because it mentions the limes in the article with 34,000 fake limes.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then it says last year, the same border crossing in Texas, they discovered 2,493 pounds of marijuana that had been disguised as carrots.
It's just orange duct tape.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
It says, I don't know, there's a weird detail, but it says it took 2 Ford pickup trucks to haul away the phony carrots.
That's good news right now.
That's fucking hilarious.
This is a little bit of bittersweet news.
What, the contest?
Yeah, I'm upset, dude.
I know I'm upset. Fucking listeners.
I know.
Nobody's listening. So we had tickets to give away, but apparently nobody wanted them.
Yeah.
We got one entry.
Yeah.
One entry for the fucking, what are they called? Who's Bad? Who's Bad?
The Michael Jackson tribute
experience. Show. So, no contest. Holly, how's your last name? Thice. Holly Thice wins the fucking tickets. There you go. That's the contest.
You're
you
the
won.
only one that entered.
The only one that entered.
But we would have picked you. You're kind of hot.
Would have picked you anyways.
Yeah. So there you go. You got some tickets coming your way.
Congratulations, Holly Thice.
Yes.
For being the only badass to enter the fucking contest.
Right, dude. I know.
All right.
But that's okay, because then we have to figure out.
Yeah, let's work on this. All right. Did you get your article printed?
Yeah, I actually have it pulled up on my computer here.
All right, we're going to do the headline screws. Me and Action each printed out an article today, and you guys tell us which one's better.
Yeah, typically you would get to choose from 3 of them, but someone's decided that he just doesn't want to come to any of the podcasts.
Someone's in the spa.
Yeah, he's
sulking about his car.
in his bath bombs. All right, so the story I picked is from Natalie, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania woman died after getting her arm caught in a clothing donation drop-off box. Happened in North Cumberland County.
It is the
56-year-old Judith Permar died from a combination of trauma injury she sustained in the accident and hypothermia.
Well, shit.
Yeah, the coroner said that she used a step stool to reach inside the bin, and her left arm became stuck when the stool collapsed on her. So she fell through the stool.
That's a shitty way to die.
Yeah.
That's a horrible way to die.
Yeah, she had snapped her left arm in half and her wrist and couldn't get free. And she died. They said that she was stuck in it for 6 hours because she went. They guessed that her time there was at 2 a.m. until 8 a.m. when the store opened and they found her.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never used one, so I don't know how. I can't picture how it works or how she would have got stuck.
I'm thinking it has to almost be like maybe one of those mailboxes. You know, like
the big ones that have the big where they kind of like the big circle thing that kind of turns.
Yeah. Like where a little thing goes down and then they probably put a thing on there so you can't reach in and take stuff.
Yeah.
That's what got her.
Huh.
It's sad though. She probably needed clothes or something, man. You know.
She would have contacted the Unshaven Misfits. We
Right.
would have given her some.
Right.
So mine is, I don't even know where this happened. Chicago.
Ah, nice.
Suspect steals van from Riverside Mortuary and discovers a body inside. So the thing is this guy stole this van from Riverside Mortuary.
Yeah.
Took off, and I guess at some point realized there was a body inside. So he said, "Oh, fuck this shit.
Right.
I'm taking it back and stealing a different one." Well, within the time that he had took that one, they called the cops.
Yeah.
So he gets there. He brings the van back with the body inside. I guess that was too morally wrong for him. Didn't want to leave with the body. You know, didn't even take the body. But he's going to come back to steal a second one. So now the employee knows he's doing it, and the employee's trying to fight him off. The cops are on their way. So the dude gets in the second van. You know, I guess make sure there's no body in that one.
Yeah.
And takes off. But at this point, the cops were kind of getting there. So they chased him for like a few blocks. I don't even know. Chased him for a few blocks and eventually caught the dude. But I mean, just for the fact that he was just like, "Oh shit, there's a body in here," went back, and took another one. That's fucking funny. That killed me.
That's a pretty good one, man. I like it. Oh man,
Bobby Joe Washington. He was 24 years old.
dude, how crazy would it be to like steal, or not? Let's not even say steal, even borrow like somebody's car or like a van, and there was like a corpse in it.
Yeah. Well, shit, there's a dead body in
Right,
here.
dude. I'd probably hang out with it for a little bit. Go show all my friends, like, look!
You ever seen a dead body?
Right.
Oh, damn, I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Heck yeah.
I just totally got rid of my... Here we go. My itinerary. No clue what the fuck is going to happen after that.
I gotta get back to the Facebook page. Did anybody pick which story was the best?
No, I think Nate's the only person listening right now.
Yeah.
He's the only person ever listening. Thanks, Nate. You're a true
Nate.
supporter, true friend.
Thanks, buddy.
Alright, whatever. Moving on.
Everybody else is done, like, fuck it. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Well,
Gary
we'll say
left.
you won. Yours was pretty good. Yeah, Gary didn't even stick around for
Well,
it.
as soon as we said we were doing headline truths, I saw his little icon disappear, and he was like, "Oh shit, I gotta do shit. Like I gotta like type in who I think won."
Right.
Gone. Yeah. Yeah. So, headline screws. We're gonna do top 5 again.
Yeah, I like top 5, man. That was a good idea.
I do like top 5s.
Yeah.
It makes me think.
Yeah,
I
right.
have to think about shit.
Yeah.
I don't do that often.
Yeah.
But this week we category is top 5 things you would want if you were stranded on an island. So you're gonna like, I know it's a weird scenario, but let's say you knew you were gonna be stranding on an island.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking like a little Johnny Castaway like palm tree.
Yeah.
Big island, Castaway kind of island. What would you want? What would you take with you?
Well, question. Is there firewood on the island?
Well, I'm assuming there's gonna be plant life and trees. Yes.
Okay. Then I would bring an axe. No books.
No books.
Oh, well, maybe a physician's desk reference.
Good one. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Hollowed out. Hollowed out. Inside, waterproof matches, iodine tablets, beet seeds, protein bars, NASA blanket, and in case I get bored, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. No, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Well, damn, you just kind of cheated there. You have one item and put like 30 items inside the one item. Fucking cheating ass motherfucker.
That's mine.
I kind of went with the same thing with the hatchet.
Yeah.
That was my number one thing I wrote down. An MP3 player, along with a solar charger. That would be two separate items. there's no way. I don't think I could live in solitude without music. If I'm gonna live in solitude, I've got to have fucking music. So that's pretty important to me. Like I have to have music. So an MP3 player with solar charger so I can keep it charged. A bow.
Now, does the solar charger count as one of your items?
Yes, I said there's 2 separate items.
Okay.
Hatchet, solar charger, MP3 player.
Okay.
There's 3 items. A bow.
Yeah.
I would take a bow. I thought gun at first, and I was like, oh no, I'd eventually run out of bullets.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So, but if I had a bow, then I can make arrows.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
I mean, if there's trees, you can make a bow.
do I?
If there's trees, you can make a bow.
Oh yeah, I guess I can make one too.
Say survival kit including twine.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because then you could have string for your bow. Because I don't know how to braid leaves and make them thick.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And then last is the most important one, a sex doll.
Oh yeah.
A really durable one though,
Yeah.
one that's not gonna pop or fall apart.
I mean, dude, what if they had, you know, there could be like wild grapefruit or something growing on the island. It'd be alright. You don't need that. That's
I'd like it to at least resemble a person.
Yeah.
I'm sure it gets lonely.
Well, you could draw like a sand body, make a body, grapefruit boobies, and then grapefruit downstairs.
Just find a big grapefruit and draw a face on it, name it Willetta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Draw a little blood face on it.
Yeah. So, I was excited when you said the desert island because, like, I remember the desert island conversation from The Office. So I went and looked it up, and what I read is word for word the script of The Office.
Oh, see, I didn't even catch it.
Yeah.
I would watch that show, like,
That was
if it was
Dwight.
on, I
Yeah.
would watch it, but I
Yeah.
didn't watch it religiously. Thought it was a funny show, but
Yeah, man.
you probably have not seen the majority of them.
But yeah, I did Hatchet, and then I did a water pump, like a hand water pump,
Mm-hmm.
because it's hard telling when you get fresh rain if you're on an island surrounded by water. So you could create a filtration system out of sand and use the water pump to pump the sea salt water through the filter.
I feel like I could just make some kind of contraption to go.
You could just boil it.
Well, no, just like to get it from
Yeah.
point A to point B
Yeah.
instead of like wasting one of my things for a water pump. Like I could just make some kind of like big bowl or bucket to go pick up the water.
Yeah,
and
but
carry it up.
You know, yeah, I didn't think of that.
You've lived in society for too long, actually.
Yeah, right. I would definitely need just one pack of waterproof matches because I need enough to get my fire started, and then I could just keep it going.
Yeah.
And still have matches left over in case I needed them.
See, I didn't. I thought about matches or like a lighter or something,
Yeah.
but then I thought. I mean, I've never actually started a fire like with rocks and sticks and all that shit, but I was like, I've seen it done enough that I could hope I could maybe get it going.
Yeah, dude, and you could fashion something out of your solar charger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And make it that way, or shine some light off the back of your MP3 player. Hold an angle in at the sun.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen it enough to I'd be able to pull it off if I really wanted it. But.
Yeah. I definitely want like a some sort of a first aid kit.
Yeah.
At least with antiseptic until I figured out what plants I could chew.
Right.
Like trial and error.
Well, it's kind of funny, like, I don't want to get like too far ahead because I know we talked about doing this in the future, but like me and Josh Rickenbaugh got like really big into like apocalypse scenarios and kind of like, building bug out bags and stuff. And I kind of have one floating around still. Like, I mean, but I had actually sat at work one day and I printed out like, I found this book on like, it's like survivalism with botany and like plants that
like edible
edible plants and medicinal plants, and so I have this whole thing printed out like and it's in my bag like
ready to go.
That's what that's what I would do. Like I mean I've got a few weapons and kind of like survival kind of tools and stuff in there, but I would just sit at work and just print out shit because I was just like, I don't know how to do any of this shit. So I gotta at least have a reference to go to. And, cause all I kept thinking was like, one of my professor in college was like, I don't know, to this day I still find it holds true. He said, look, I don't expect you guys to remember everything I fucking say when I get up here and talk, I don't expect anyone to remember anything I say.
Yeah.
The only thing you should remember is where to get that information.
Yeah.
And he was like, the human brain, you can't hold all that shit. He was like, so the only thing you need to remember is where to get that. And I kind of, that holds true. It was like, I'm not going to learn all that shit.
Right.
If I bring it with me, I'll know where to get it.
Yeah.
I know where to get that information.
Yeah.
Yes, fuck that. I ain't trying to learn all that shit.
No. There are people that can do that, though.
Well, there is.
Memorize the telephone book and you give them a name,
fuck
they'll give
that,
you the
dude.
number. That's some superhero shit.
I mean, I don't know what you would do with that.
Remember, man.
I'll remember that. Quick, what was that number?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you're my hero.
Right. Yes.
That's funny. That'd be the shittiest. That's a great
well,
idea.
no, dick fingers, man.
Great
It's pretty shitty.
Write it down. I just had a great idea. And this requires imagination, not fact.
Yeah.
Top 5 of the shittiest superhero powers.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Writing that one down. So, we're kind of done with that. You want to move on to you? How's your non-drinking been going?
Hey, pretty good. 7 more days in the can.
So what are we up to now?
I don't know. What were we last week?
Nate, what were we last week?
Yeah. I don't know. It's got to be either mid to high 20s.
You were 20 last week, so you're at 27 now.
Yeah,
I do remember.
27.
Good
Look at
job,
that.
buddy.
Yeah.
Good job.
Almost a month. That's pretty good. I didn't, I really wanted to drink, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
This
I'm
past
sure,
weekend.
I'm sure that'll never really kind of fully go away. I'm sure it'll get
Like when we
easier.
were sitting at the clubhouse playing games,
Yeah.
I was like, man, I want a beer. Yeah.
I had a feeling it was kind of getting to you.
Yeah, I was getting a little antsy. But, hey, held strong.
Yeah, you did good.
Yeah.
You did good.
Yeah. Doing good. Feeling good.
So how's your depression and all with your new medicine?
Hey, it's not bad. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe I had a little bit of a bad day yesterday, but I didn't have a bad day yesterday. Felt good. I came home, gave my cat some catnip. I took some medicine. We just relaxed.
So everybody have
Watched the OA.
Watch what?
We watched the OA.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you said DOA.
No.
I haven't seen that show yet.
It's I don't know. Gary told me to watch it, so I watched it, and I don't know what the hell he was trying to do to me.
I'll pass it on Netflix
Yeah.
and I'll look at it and I'll read it and I'll go, sounds interesting.
I mean,
Sounds
I guess
way too complicated.
yeah, I guess it was good, but it's definitely an in-depth show, and there's just a lot of weird shit that happens, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I don't want, if you're gonna watch it, I don't want to say anything. 'Cause
Probably
I don't
not.
wanna, you're probably not gonna watch
Probably
it.
never gonna watch it.
Well, spoiler alert. Our room was falling apart. But yeah, like, I don't know, they have to... That's gonna bother me.
No, the weird thing is there's such a delay. I kept looking at the screen trying to find it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wait, it hasn't fallen yet on the screen.
Yeah, good.
But anyways.
Good. Yeah, so anyways, it's about this girl, I don't know, I guess the girl gets kidnapped, but I don't want to say she got kidnapped because she ran away. That's where it gets confusing, dude.
Yeah.
Anyways, she leaves.
But like she comes back and she's
Leaves
got
her
like a
hometown.
weird power issue.
Well, she was blind.
Mhm.
When she comes back, she can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just goes into a bunch of backstory about where she went and why she was trapped and yada
Was
yada
it-
yada.
I read it and then I went and watched the previews and I was just like,
But it's like all these people are captured and they're in this basement. There's like 5 of them.
yeah.
And they've all had NDEs, near-death experiences.
So they
So-
call them in the show, is that what you call them?
No, that's what they call them on the show, NDEs. So, anyways, so when they were in their NDE, there was a fucking lady there. Like, they were in a dark room with stars and shit. Like, individually, not all together, because they all, each of them died at one point. But, like, and there's this lady just chilling in the middle of the room.
Right.
And they talk to the lady, and I don't know, dude. Like, sometimes she talks to him. Sometimes she takes like their sight away from him. And, like sometimes she makes them eat birds. And then she tells them dance moves. No, listen, this is where it gets fucking weird. So the girl, she's got scars all over her back when she comes back. And everybody thinks, oh, they disfigured her. They disfigured her, wherever she was trapped. Well, anyways, she comes back with all these scars on her fucking back. Well, the angel lady, and that's another thing. The OA stands for original angel. Like original.
Oh, okay,
original,
I was wondering.
Original gangster. Original angel. Which is weird because then it kind of took a really, like, I don't know, almost religious turn. And but anyway, so this fucking angel, the lady that sits in the room that they all go see when they die, she teaches them dance moves. And when they do the dance moves, they can heal people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're really, and that's another thing. You never really know if she's an angel or not. But anyway, she has to do all these she has to find 5 people, teach them these dance moves. The dance moves are what's carved into the bitch's back. It's not disfigurement. She carved dance moves into her back.
Oh, okay.
So she could remember them.
Because she doesn't have a remember man anywhere around.
Right, exactly. I'll remember that. that's his fucking slogan. his fucking catchphrase.
That's funny.
But anyways, yes, and there's a dude, he's doing experiments on them. That's why they're in the fucking basement. I mean, I don't know, dude. Everybody has to do this dance move to open a portal so she can go in the portal to find the guy that was in the basement with her. I don't fucking... Dude, it's a lot of... And then it ends with a fucking school shooting.
Yeah, see, that's kind of why I didn't even start. I'm kind of in the middle of a ton of shows right now, but I saw that on there. It kind of seemed interesting, like with the way it was just, like the description.
Yeah.
So then I watched the preview, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think I'm ready for this. There's just too much thinking. There's a lot involved.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's all over the place, dude. There's all kinds of shit happening. The Phyllis from The Office is in it, though. The one who sits across from Stanley. The lady she was married to Vance from Vance Refrigeration.
No clue.
She's like the bigger, older lady with glasses in The Office. Sits across from Stanley.
Oh, I know. I know what you're talking about.
She's
bigger, older lady.
And she's fucking fantastic. She's phenomenal in this. But like I said, doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I don't know what the hell's. I watched it. I was messaging Gary like, dude, they're talking about gardens and they're doing dance moves and shit. Like, what am I watching? Just stick with it. And then I stuck with it, and I still don't understand what the fuck happened.
Did you ever notice that? Like, someone recommends a show.
Yeah.
And then...
Like me recommending Aaron to you.
Like, yeah, and then, your friend doesn't get into it, and you're like... And then you're always, like, everybody's go-to is like, oh, well, the first few episodes are hard to get through.
Yeah, that's
so just get through
I think I haven't told you that. It's like, just keep watching, it gets good.
That's everyone, like, no matter what the show is, that is what everybody says. Oh, just get through the first couple episodes. It'll be good. It'll be fine.
I'm out of water.
Out of water.
Yeah, and then I got excited because I'm like, oh, well, the ice will melt. No, I'll be able to drink some water. No, it's one of these stupid cold cups where the ice doesn't melt.
Ice is never going to take the lid off.
It's not going to happen. I still don't think it'll melt, dude.
No, I've been, I'm still watching Salem. I think I mentioned it on the show before.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that too. But...
I actually just started season 3 right before I came to do the show.
Yeah. Which
Netflix only has season 1 and 2, so I had to go find that on the Fire Stick to get through start on season 3. But even the Fire, I wonder if season 3 was the last season, because even the Fire Stick ended. It's season 1, 2, and 3. Like there's no other seasons.
Oh really?
So it might only be 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can't imagine how there would be many more seasons, because, I mean, the story itself's gotten pretty fucking crazy and hectic already. Like, it's it's at its boiling point. Like, I can't go much further. Salem only happened in a short period of time, so, like, the show can't go on for fucking forever. But, another show, actually, I don't get to watch it a lot because me and Chrissy watch it together, and we don't have, like, a lot of time to watch the shows together. But you might like it, especially, like, sitting. It's a simple show to watch, so, for your evening medicine shows. Lucifer.
Really?
It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
It is... I love that fucking show.
Yeah.
I love the dude that plays Lucifer. I think it's Tom Weddingfield, something like that. I don't know. But it's a Marvel. It's a Marvel show.
Oh, really?
And I mean, I guess the comic in itself was never really like super huge, but it's obviously extremely religious based, but almost in a mocking kind of way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in the show he is the devil. Like,
yeah.
he is the devil, and he got fucking tired of being in hell, and so he came to Earth, and he's living in L.A. That's where he went, where all the sin happens.
Yeah.
And basically his character, I'm not going to give too much away, basically his character, he owns a nightclub, he loves drinking, he loves sex, he loves drugs, he loves, you know, all the good things in life.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like other people being hurt. And so, like, you know, the Christian view of Satan is, you know, he's evil,
right, yeah.
destroy you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But throughout the show, he says quite a few times, like, I don't hurt people. I punish people that hurt people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not this bad dude. Like,
yeah.
you know, like, he's like, I just like enjoying things in life, you know?
Yeah.
And, but it's kind of interesting because, like, God is his father.
Yeah.
Like, he refers to him as his father. And basically, he's just a dude with daddy issues.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. He's a dude with daddy issues.
That's awesome.
And one of his brothers, you know, this angel, comes to try to get him back up, you know, back down to hell and fix the whole thing. It's a great show, though.
Yeah.
Dude,
it sounds
hilarious.
Cool.
It's
how many seasons does it have?
Well, actually, I think there's only. I think they're in season 2.
Oh, okay, cool.
But like I said, it's been taking me and Gracie forever to watch this because we get like 1 or 2 a week.
Well, I started watching that show Legion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that came on, dude. That's pretty badass too. It's about like a guy. He has like telekinetic powers, so he can move shit.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I like anything with
But
powers.
he's checked himself. But he checks himself into an insane asylum because he thinks he's insane. And it's pretty awesome, dude. I like it so far.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, man.
Have you seen the previews for Powerless?
No.
It's a DC. I think it's DC or Marvel.
Yeah.
It might be DC. It's a kind of like a stupid sitcom, but it's kind of like about these people who like don't have powers, but they want them. And they're trying to be superheroes,
really?
and like that's what the gist I got from the previews.
Yeah.
But it looks kind of funny, and it's kind of like almost like making fun of like it's almost like about fanboys that like want to be superheroes that aren't superheroes. I don't know. It's
but actually live in a world where there are superheroes.
That actually live in a world where there are superheroes.
Yeah, dude. I want to check. I'll have to look that up. I want to check it out. See when it comes on.
But and this would be another good top 5 because I was about to say she's in my top 5, but Vanessa Hudgens is in it.
Yeah.
And she's like in my top 5 of like hottest female actresses.
Oh really? Yeah.
That'd be another good one for the future. Because I actually do have a top 5 that I can tell you right now. But we'll save that one. Yeah, so Vanessa Hudgens is in it, and I don't think anybody else is in it. I mean, there's a couple people that I recognize, but I don't know their names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude. I wanna. Hopefully that comes out soon. I wanna check it out.
I think it's already out. I think
Oh really?
I don't know. I don't even know if it's on TV or if it's on Netflix or where it's even at.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I think it just literally just came out.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that show Legion. No, I just see. I wanna fucking watch Salem, and then I wanna watch the Lucifer now too. But I just started because I didn't have anything to watch. I just started a series called Crazy Head.
I saw that on there. Is that good? That's with the 2 chicks, right?
Yeah, dude. It's about like they can see demons and shit like that. It's pretty neat.
See, I was wondering because the description's kind of vague. And it says until all evil breaks loose or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
it's pretty cool though, man. Like,
is it comedy?
It's kind of like a comedy action type.
Because that's why I keep wanting to turn it on because the picture makes me think it's going to be funny.
Yeah, it does have a lot of funny parts in it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's either filmed in like I can't place their accent. I want to say it's like Australia or New Zealand. Speaking of other countries, We are now internationally known.
We are an internationally known podcast now.
Yep, we have a like from a person that lives in Greenland.
Yo, Greenland.
Big shout outs to the big GL. Or was it Iceland? No, it was Greenland.
No, it was Greenland. Yeah. Which I'm surprised.
These cups are good, dude. It's not melting. It's just one big solid block of ice. But yeah, man. So we got international following. I mean, it's just one guy, but hey, dude, it's international.
Enough to stake claim.
Yeah, we'd have to put in a weird phone number to call him. It's international.
Yeah, we're getting there.
But maybe like one day when we get it all set up, we can be able to figure out a way to take phone calls, or we could Skype people. We could Skype our Greenland buddy.
Yeah, there you go. Skype. That's a good idea.
Yeah, like the Facebook wouldn't be able to see it. Really, nobody would be able to see it except for us.
No.
And I don't even think they could hear it unless it came in through the.
We need better producers.
Board. Yeah, we're gonna need to figure this shit out, dude. It's gonna be a while before we can Skype or some shit.
We'll figure it out someday.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Someday.
Maybe by then we'll have Chinese listeners. Can they get Facebook in China?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Isn't a lot of the websites like blocked and shit like that? The Chinese government don't want them messing around.
Was it Chinese? Was it China?
I'm pretty sure because
I remember reading somewhere there was a country where like most of the internet was blocked at.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was somewhere as big as China though. I thought it was a smaller country.
I don't know. I remember hearing somewhere that if you're like on the Great Wall of China and you're walking it, and you're looking up weird shit, the Chinese government can block your cell phone signal. Like shut down certain areas of the Great Wall from getting internet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Go get you some water, actually.
That's probably gonna sound horrible. I think I'll give a shit.
Go get some water.
No, we're good.
We're an hour in. You can take a water break.
Yeah, right. Should have planned ahead. That's my fault. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some South Carolina and Texas people liking us. Nate said.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. He asked where I want to see a dead body. Do I know what movie that came from? That's from Stand By Me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually why I said that earlier.
Yeah.
Like, let's see a dead body. It was a great movie. Actually, talking about another thing I actually started watching. It's on Netflix, and I just... They were kind of short. It was kind of like late before I got to like sit down and watch TV, so I didn't want to turn on Salem because I knew if I turned it on, I'd probably be there for hours.
Yeah.
I needed to go
Like
to bed.
binge watching it?
Yes, I didn't want to like get invested.
Yeah.
And I kept seeing it on there, but it's called Too Young to Die.
Oh, okay.
And there's one season, and it's 10 episodes, but basically each episode is about somebody famous that died young, of like under unnatural circumstances.
Yeah.
But I watched 2 episodes. Speaking of Stand By Me is what it reminded me. But the first one I watched was on River Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so it was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Not really much. I don't know. I just River Phoenix. I kind of knew his name was River. His parents had to be hippies. Drugs makes sense.
Yeah.
That's probably why he died.
Yeah.
Not what I thought at all. It was complete opposite of what I thought. Like, complete opposite of what I thought.
Yeah.
But really good show. It's I watched River Phoenix and then I watched Kurt Cobain. Which like interesting little fact. Like, I learned stuff from that episode that like I didn't even know already. Like.
Oh, really?
Like, I've watched quite a few documentaries on the Kurt Cobain, death, suicide, and then all the, the stuff, from before they were famous and leading up and the kind of where he went and where he been. And, but, like, the location where they recorded Bleach was just down the street from my brother's house.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, literally 4 minutes away. And I was like,
yeah.
I passed this. Like, I've passed this. Like, when I was there, when I was in Seattle to visit my brother, like, I know for a fact, because I remembered everything around it, but it was just, like, right now, there's nothing in it. It's just some shut down, nothing building.
So, like, didn't he shoot himself in Seattle?
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you go there?
Hmm?
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to that house.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I guess people just live there now, right? I mean.
Yeah, there is, and you can't really like you remember all the pictures, right? Like there was like the greenhouse.
Yeah, because
like,
wasn't his little place he was staying at, wasn't it like over top of the garage or something like that?
Yeah, like there was like the main house,
Yeah.
and then next to the house, like there was a detached garage with a greenhouse on top of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And pretty much when the family that owns the house now, they tore down that whole garage and that whole greenhouse and everything. It's not even there anymore.
Oh, really?
But the house and where he lived is still there. And what's kind of cool about it though is, first of all, I don't know. Even in the pictures of the Kurt Cobain death, like I just didn't expect this like a sellout kind of neighborhood kind of thing.
Yeah.
It never looked like that.
Yeah.
But God, is that fucking wrong. It is in a fucking... Every fucking house is probably over $1 million in that whole area. It's like in this super rich, swanky fucking neighborhood.
So he was in like a nice house and shit?
Oh, yeah. Super nice house.
Dude,
and,
that's craziness. Because he was all grunge and like, fuck all this industry. And
yeah, I don't know. So just based on all the pictures, I thought it was just like a house.
Right.
Like just a normal house.
Yeah.
Like a large house you'd see in Clifton. Is what I had always imagined in my head. But no, I mean, these houses are like... I mean, they might be old, but I mean, they're super damn near mansions.
Yeah.
And, yes, Kurt Cobain soaked in bleach. I've seen that one. But right next to his house, like between his house and, I guess his neighbors, like the next house up, there's like a little area, like, I wouldn't even call it it's a park, but not like a kid's park. There's no playground or anything.
Right.
But there's like some benches and, kind of looks out over really nothing really, like some trees, and then beyond that, there's like the city.
Yeah.
But it's kind of become the unofficial memorial site for Kurt Cobain because Courtney Love never told anybody where he got cremated, and she never told anybody where his ashes went. But she did say part of his ashes did go to that park area.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess he would go sit in there a lot and like write.
Yeah.
Like write music, and he would sit on those benches. So it was kind of weird. When I went there, like I just want to see the house.
Right.
Like, and I kind of knew about the park, but I was like, I just want to see the house.
Yeah.
But the way they have it now, the way the owners have it now is like, dude, you can't hardly see in there. Like, they have it all fucking walled up, and, like, you just can't see in there. And,
can you still get to the park, though?
But yeah, the park's open to the public.
Gotcha.
And, but nobody goes there to hang out like a park. Like, it's now become the Kurt Cobain Memorial Site. So the benches that are there, there's, like, we love you, Kurt. There's lyrics written all over the benches. There's, like, empty beer cans sitting there with notes like, this one's for you, Kurt. There's flowers. There's, I mean, all kinds of crap. And, like, there was just, I don't know. There was a dude that came up and, like, he looked Asian or Hawaiian, maybe, and he was wearing, which looked like a brand new store-bought Nirvana shirt.
Yeah.
He looked like a college kid, honestly, and, like, he's, like... He's getting all, like, huffy. He's by himself, and he's getting all huffy-puffy and, like, kind of weird. And he's, like, going back to both benches, and he's, like, he sits down on a bench and kind of, like, puts his hand over his face, and he's got this fucking huge bouquet of flowers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool. He's paying his respects, but he's being a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
And my mom says at one point, like, she goes... Oh, you want to leave something? Like, because actually at the time I had a Bic lighter that I, like they brought the band ones. I had a Nirvana one in my pocket. Yeah. And I was like, oh, you want to leave your Nirvana lighter or something? And I was like, no, I like my Nirvana lighter. I'm not a weirdo. Like, I'm not a fucking weirdo. I'm not gonna like cry and put shit on this fucking bench. Like, he died and I'm sad and whatever. He made good music, but I'm not a fucking weirdo. Right. And but no, the whole thing was kind of cool, and basically, like, the cool kind of thing is, like, there's the park. Like, if you can imagine it, like there's a little park area. His house is so if you're looking at the road, his house is to the left.
Yeah.
And at the back of the park, there's a staircase that goes up to like the next road up.
Oh, yeah.
And from that next road up is where that sly little photographer went up to that road, got like a folding ladder, and climbed up, and that's how he got those pictures down into that.
Oh, really?
Into the greenhouse. The pictures of like his actual body laying there.
Yeah.
So I walked up there, but yeah, like I said, everything is so grown over and walled up now around that house. Like I couldn't even see in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was interesting. I mean, I'm not like, don't get me wrong, like I'm not a fucking weirdo, but it was still cool.
Right.
To fucking go there and just check it out and. But they don't really exploit that whole Kurt Cobain thing in Seattle at all.
Oh, really?
At all.
Yeah.
Like everything's unofficial. All the memorial sites are fans that made that.
Oh.
Seattle does not exploit that whole suicide, heroin addict, rock star thing at all. They don't like it. But there's honestly a couple quite cool things in Seattle. Jimi Hendrix had like a big stint in Seattle.
Oh, really?
And there's like memorials all over for him, and like he's buried there. And we went to his gravesite, and
can you get to it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, it's this huge like walk-in thing, like this huge kind of almost mausoleum kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 big walls. In each wall, like one has like a picture, one has like a lyrics written out, one has something else I can't even remember. But the weird thing is there's lipstick kiss marks everywhere.
Really?
Everywhere, all over this thing.
Yeah.
And I remember my brother just being like, well, "Oh, that's fucking disgusting! Like this is fucking grossing me out. Like just being in here is grossing me out." And, because, I mean, they were, like, lipsticks over lipsticks over lipsticks. Yeah. I mean, just fucking, this whole thing was covered. So he's got this huge mausoleum thing. And then, but the whole plot area is kind of huge. And there's a ton of other Hendrixes, like, probably his parents and other family members. Yeah. It's kind of all buried around him. So that was kind of cool. I had no idea Jimi Hendrix was buried in Seattle. But there's cool, like, Jimi Hendrix statues and stuff like that. Like, but you don't see Kurt Cobain, but you do see Jimi Hendrix statues. Another person buried in Seattle, which is kind of weird that I don't know why, is Bruce and Brandon Lee.
Oh, really?
Are buried there. Huh. Which, before I went to Seattle, my brother calls me and he goes, just trying to tell me some stuff that we could go look at. And he goes, hey, he's like, I don't know how much you care, but Bruce Lee's buried here, right? And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And he was like, he's buried next to his son, right? And I was like, fucking for real? Like, I got all excited. Like, because I don't give a shit about Bruce Lee. But once he told me Brandon Lee, the Crow, is buried right next to him. So we went out to see that one, and they're just in the middle of some graveyard. Like, it's... Yeah. Nothing special. Like you could drive right past it and not even know it. Like,
really?
No clue.
Yeah.
They're just 2 nicer looking headstones right next to a road. Like you would never even see it unless you knew it was there.
Yeah.
And so we went, and obviously a lot of people know it was there. There's like a lot of coins that was thrown down. I guess for like whatever that religion. That where you do the coins, to pay the ferry. I don't know. A lot of coins thrown down. A lot of flowers. But the cool thing of like in Seattle, the whole time I was there, 2 birds. I only ever saw 2 birds.
Really?
Crows and finches. That's it. Crows and finches. And my mom, after we left, goes, "Oh, wouldn't that be cool if we had some bird seed and like we threw it on top of his thing and then the crows came down?" I was like, "Why you fucking like? I want to go back now." So like, seriously, next time, like, if I make it out to see my brother again, I'm going to his thing.
Taking bird seed.
I'm taking bird seed, putting it on top of his thing, and then crows come. I'm taking fucking pictures. It's gonna be the coolest.
Yeah, the birds are gonna shit all over his tombstone, and
I'll clean it off.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of cool shit in Seattle though. There really is. The gum wall's there. Sure about the gum wall? You ever heard about the gum wall?
Yeah, Didn't they tear it down?
They did, because it was becoming structurally unsafe. Because, I mean, I guarantee you the gum on these walls was inches and inches thick.
Yeah.
And that was another place my brother had never gone to in the whole time he's lived in Seattle, but took us to because it was a touristy kind of thing. And it was another place, like, I thought he was going to throw up.
But didn't they, like, make pictures and shit with the gum? And
Oh, yeah, dude. There were, like, you know, people stretch the gum out and spell words.
Yeah.
There was actually, like, on my Facebook, I have a ton of pictures. There was, like, somebody put, like, "Will you marry me, Nikki?"
Yeah.
And I took a picture of it.
Yeah.
Like, some people, like, spelled Nirvana, and then, like, drew. There was actually, at one point, there was actually a glass Coke bottle, like, stuck into it.
Yeah.
Like, all kinds of stuff.
That's
but, like,
awesome.
Yeah, the whole time my brother was like, "Oh, God, you couldn't smell that? You couldn't just smell that, like, you know, bad breath and, like, disgusting germs?" And I'm like, "No, I was fine." And he was like, the whole time, he was, like, on the verge of vomit. But, no, so they ripped all the gum down. They kind of restructured, like, made the buildings more secure.
Uh-huh.
And then put out a memo and said, "All right, start the gum wall again."
Yeah.
So the gum wall is starting back up.
Nice. Did you add a piece of gum to it?
I did not. No, I didn't want to touch it.
Now we could go back there and do a new gum wall.
Yeah, we can do that now.
Yeah.
But dude, it was so thick, I didn't want to touch it. I was just like, no. I ain't putting gum on here.
Yeah.
But like because the gum wall's in their downtown. Like it's downtown. And so all the little like tourist shops around.
Yeah.
Like where the candy is, there's
gum
wall gum.
Yeah.
Gum wall, the gum you could buy just to put on the gum wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool stuff, man. They got like the fish things that you see in the movies where they they throw the fish all over.
Yeah.
They got one of those. That's pretty cool. Of course, we went through like the weeks they weren't really doing that. But,
yeah. They got the needle.
Yeah, which we didn't go up. We went there,
Uh-huh.
but we didn't go on top of it. My brother was like, "It's like $20 a person.
Yeah.
It's a waste of fucking money." He's like, "You've been on top of the crew tower, right?" He was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, same thing."
Yeah.
You know, but we went there because at the bottom of it is a museum. It's called the EMP Museum.
Yeah.
Which at this point I couldn't even tell you what it stood for. But it's all about like pop culture.
Yeah.
And I think it was like $20 to get in. And the funny thing is, at the time, did you hear about the Star Wars exhibit that's coming to our museum?
Yeah.
That was there at the time.
Oh, okay.
And but I didn't see it because that actually costed extra to go in. But my brother's a huge Star Wars fan, so he actually went in by himself to go see the Star Wars exhibit.
Yeah.
But the rest of it's like. And I guess this is the part where they kind of like do talk about their history. So there's a lot of Nirvana stuff in there, and like you know, a lot of really early Kurt Cobain drawings from before he was famous, and like artwork and stuff like that. The guitar and his clothes that he was wearing at the Unplugged is in there.
Nice.
Like a lot of like the real like authentic like stuff you wouldn't see anywhere else is in there, and it was pretty cool. And then so the whole first half of it is like. It's all Seattle music related.
Yeah.
Like everybody that kind of came out of Seattle, and it's kind of like all their stuff and their instruments and their memorabilia. And then after that, it's just kind of general movie and music memorabilia.
Oh, okay.
And then once you get past the music part, honestly, it was kind of cool because there was 3 rooms. One was sci-fi, one was fantasy, and one was horror.
Oh, movie stuff?
And it was all movie
That's
stuff.
Awesome.
And like you go in the horror one, it's all dark and there's strobe lights, but it's all movie memorabilia. Like the saw that he cut his leg off with in Saw was there. Yeah, all kinds of crazy. And like the funny thing is like my brother was like I was like, nah, I don't want to go into sci-fi. Like that just sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Like I'm not big into sci-fi. And he was like, oh really? He was like, I bet I can prove you wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, fine. So we go in there. It's like we're melting.
I know, dude.
So we go in there, and I guess a lot of things that like probably me and you grew up with that you wouldn't think, you would never consider to put it in sci-fi because you're like, nah, it's just a movie I grew up with.
Yeah.
Dude, like the Back to the Future hoverboard was there.
Oh,
like
really?
The Ghostbusters proton packs were in there. Like And I was like, yeah, okay, I guess that is technically sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's not just a movie I grew up
Right.
with. But yeah, dude, that whole place is pretty cool. Seattle's cool, dude. The funny thing is that I've looked at tickets today. Like, I want to go back, like, because there was still so much I didn't see.
Yeah, I'd like to go check that place out, man. I want to do that train trip.
I would love to do that.
From the
I
East
would
Coast to
love
the West
to do
Coast.
that.
Like $240.
Yeah, me and Chrissy were literally talking about it just like last week, and like seriously considering it. And we were like, well, that 214 or 230, whatever, 200 something. It's based on the fact that you're already in San Francisco or San Diego or wherever it starts. It started on the West Coast. I thought for some reason I must have read it wrong. I thought it started on the West Coast. I thought it started in New York.
That's where that guy started.
Right, but I'm sure his article's based on the fact that he was there, and that price.
Yeah, but
sure it's gonna cost more.
I don't think it would cost more though, because like the way I was thinking about doing it is starting from San Francisco, you can't make it all the way to New York. You have to switch tracks.
Right.
So like the track switch off was in Chicago.
Right.
So the way I wanted to do it is I wanted to take like an Amtrak from Union Terminal or a Megabus and go to Chicago and then just take it from Chicago to San Francisco.
Okay.
And back.
Gotcha.
And then just fuck it, we'll do this Chicago to New York some other time. That's probably a much shorter train ride,
Yeah.
you know?
No, I'd still love to do that, though. I would. And especially going from Chicago to San Francisco, you're going to get the bulk of the country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll get
And there's probably more.
80% of it.
Honestly, there's probably more cool shit to look at in that
bulk
than there is
going through parts of Colorado and the Rockies where nobody probably ever gets to see unless you're on a train.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which we drove kind of somewhat through the Rockies when I was a kid. We weren't going to Salt Lake City, but like, I'm still sure, like, it's kind of all carved out. You don't get, you don't really see a whole ton. But.
And they said, like, when you're on the rail in San Francisco, like, a majority of the trip is along the coast. Oh. So, like, that's pretty cool, too. You can see
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, see the water in the coastal sites.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to try that, dude.
Yeah, we should all take a trip to Seattle. We should definitely do that.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man.
And when I went, pot was legal.
Yeah.
So I went to a pot shop.
Uh-huh.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
My mom, who's, smoked.
Did you buy you some? Or did your mom
I
buy
didn't.
some?
My mom did.
Yeah.
I bought some stuff for Chrissy. I bought her some edibles.
Edibles? Yeah.
But, my mom was like, I think my mom was so giddy because, like, she's bought pot before,
Yeah.
She's like, I can't believe I'm buying this at a counter. Like, she was so weirded out. Like, and it was funny, but, like, I mean, like, night, Nate.
There goes our one viewer.
Yeah. My brother, even when we got there, he was like, oh, no, I don't go there. I still have my purse and I buy through. And he was like, I just assumed it's too expensive.
Yeah.
But my mom went in and got like and I don't even know what any of this means because I don't know prices on shit. Because I don't know anything about pot world.
Right.
But she like bought a gram for $13.
Oh, really?
But she was even like, that's a fucking good deal.
Really?
Like, yeah, so I guess after we came back, told my brother that, and he was like, oh, fuck, I'll start going to the store then. Like, but I guess at first, when it first became legal, it was like super expensive.
I'm sure it was, yeah.
It kind of like leveled out. Yeah. Like it kind of.
It's the new thing. I jack the price up on it. Get it while the getting's good.
Yeah. But yes, I mean, that's interesting. But I mean, honestly, all of Seattle is like one giant Clifton and North Side melded together.
Really? See, that's what I always imagine. Like, just a bunch of hipsters on, like, tall bikes and shit. Like,
it is, but the thing is you don't feel like you're, like, around hipsters because everybody's a hipster. So, like, you're just around a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Like, there's no difference. Like,
I'd be like, look at all these fucking hipsters.
That's all I kept thinking the whole time. I was like, oh, these fucking hipsters. Right. But then, like, after about like 3 days, I was just like, oh well, everybody's really kind of a hipster here. There's really no like, no one to separate like the difference. You know, there's like, well, that guy's a hipster and that guy's not. Everybody's a fucking hipster.
Yeah, I watched there's another show on YouTube. It was, or not YouTube, but Netflix, and it was about these 4 guys from England that traveled across the U.S. And would make pit stops in people's towns, and they would do like little documentaries of, they'd find cool things in the town or little weird things in the town, and talk to the people and then make it like a documentary, which gave me an idea we should fucking do that. But they went to the strip club that was in Seattle, and the only change this strip club would give you was $2 bills. So, and then they said, like, anytime you go, like, to that strip club and then you leave and you stop at the gas station and you pay with a $2 bill, people always make fun of you because they know you went to the strip club.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I don't know where the fuck you can get an abundance of $2 bills at, but apparently that's the only change they give there.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Dude, the other cool thing about Seattle, which I didn't even know, he didn't tell me on the phone or before I went. We get there, and it was actually one of the first things we did because it was right around the corner from his house. He goes, "Do you want to see the Up House?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? What's the Up House?" And he was like, "The house that inspired the movie Up."
Oh, nice. That's cool.
And I was like, "That's a real story?" And he was like, "Yeah. Like, it took place here in Seattle."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, fuck yeah, I love that movie." I was like, "Let's go see the Up House."
Yeah.
And so, I mean, literally, we just got in the car. It was like, a couple blocks away.
Yeah.
But I guess they were building this big new, like a Stone Creek, like it's an outdoor mall kind of thing. But it took up a whole block.
Yeah.
Like, so, there was like a UPS and there was a bunch of other stuff going all around it. But there was this one little old lady. Didn't want to fucking sell her house. Like, refused. And it was just a little lady. It was an old lady. And, like, it wasn't an old man.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the movie, it was the old man. But, refused to sell her house. Refused. So they said, fuck it. We'll build it around it. And, obviously, she didn't get a bunch of balloons and fly away.
Right.
But they built... So, like, yeah, you go there, and there's this old little rickety house completely surrounded by this brand new, like, fucking 6-story fucking retail stuff. Like, and it's crazy because it's just like, I mean, it's all solid faced all the way around, and then it gets that and it goes in and around her house. I mean, it's even in the back. Like, her backyard is the walls of this fucking building. Like, she refused to fucking sell. But yeah, when we saw it, like, she died a few years before I got there. So I mean, the house was closed down. They had it fenced off, and there was balloons everywhere.
Really? Yeah.
People memorializing it. There was just taped balloons, taped notes, and said it was "Save the Up House." "Save the Up House" was written everywhere.
Yeah.
I guess because now there's talks that they're gonna tear it down.
Because
and so now there's these petitions out there to like. No, fucking Pixar. Buy this fucking house and turn it into a museum. Like, this is the fucking house that created your fucking movie. Like,
that's a good idea. Yeah, the studio should buy it.
Yeah, the studio should buy it and turn it into like some sort of like, museum kind of place. But well, her name, the lady that lived there, her name was Edith.
Yeah.
So that's where Edie came from in the movie. But I had no clue. I was like,
yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. I didn't know there was a whole story to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Super awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty neat, dude. See, now I want to go to fucking Seattle, man.
Dude, it's awesome out there. It's so awesome.
There's a lot more cooler shit than Cincinnati.
Dude, and breweries out there, like, you think they're crazy here.
Yeah.
Like how we keep seeing like they have one, like, a new brewery, like, every week.
Yeah.
They're like every other fucking block down there, dude.
Really?
There's a brewery everywhere.
Yeah.
They're all over the place. And one of the first things I noticed is, like, a lot of us kind of know what Cards Against Humanity are now.
Right.
But it's been huge out there for years. And to the point where, like, any bar you go in, it's sitting on the table.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, you can buy it in Walgreens. Like, it's just everywhere out there.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Whole different culture out
there.
Yeah. It's so weird. So weird. But yeah, there was a couple other things that happened out there that, like, we have now that since I've come back. What is it? Arcade Legacy, the bar one?
Yeah.
The Those things are everywhere out there.
Oh, really?
All over the place.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Cool little, like, half bars, half arcades.
Yeah.
But all theirs are actually quarter machines. So I think Arcade Legacy, like, you pay $10 to get in and then you play all you want for free.
Yeah.
Theirs are actually, you know, there's a bar and then a whole, like, it's all, like, what I liked about most of theirs is, like, they're like CD arcades, like, in the basement of something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're just kind of, like, down there.
Yeah.
There's, like, shady old men reliving their childhood.
Right.
But yeah, cool place, man. We should all go. We should. I was literally at work today looking at plane tickets. Like,
yeah.
I want to go back out. But
yeah, I think that'd be cool, man. Like, I definitely want to check out some of that shit.
there's so much to look at, dude. We looked at so much shit, and I guarantee we didn't even hit half of it.
Yeah.
Didn't even hit half of it. Yeah. So we're trucking along here.
I know, should we, like...
Yeah, we'll skip it again.
Skip it again, dude?
Skip it again.
It would be really good to hear Uber's answers, you know?
It would be.
It'd be very excited.
It was definitely geared towards Uber.
Yeah, and he's not even fucking showing up to the shows.
Uber.
Dick.
Probably because I made fun of him today.
Yeah. My mouth hurts.
I was like, did anybody get hurt? He was like, nobody else is involved. I was like, oh, so you being a fucking idiot? And he was like, you're an asshole.
Yeah. Poor guy. He's had a rough week.
Yeah, he has.
See, now we're going to have to...
couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have him give a 3-week rundown next week.
Yeah.
Like, tell us everything that's happened.
I mean, fuck, by this point, we're just let him do the whole show.
Yeah, I know, right? It'll be the Uber show.
We're just going to sit here and watch him.
Yeah.
Let him do all the talking.
Play catch up.
Definitely. All right. Well, the funny thing is I got all those papers out earlier.
You didn't get the
Would You Rather. I didn't even pull it out.
Nice.
They're back in the closet now. Or no,
they're on tape.
They're right here.
That was one of the main reasons to get it.
That was the whole reason to get the stack of papers out. All right. We'll go into some Would You Rathers and back into our Cincinnati Piece Shit of the Week.
Hell yeah.
Even if we don't make it 2 hours, whatever.
Yeah. You know, there's this thing that says we have to go 2 hours.
Nah, that's just a small goal.
Yeah. I mean, if we had, a third person giving their input in stories, it would probably...
Oh, it'd probably help, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a show geared for 3 people with one of the wheels missing. Oh, I can't say that. I don't think I should say that. It's fine.
It's
I
fine.
got really excited, though. I told you, and you know why I was excited earlier.
Nobody's listening anyways.
Right, yeah. Come back as fraud or some shit.
You know what I wish I would have done last week?
What?
Marked off the ones I read already.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Maybe when you read them, you'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I saw them looking at it, I can kind of remember. Would you rather have everything you've ever wanted, but you die in 1 year, or live your life as it is now?
Oh, fuck, dude.
That's deep.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. My life's going pretty good right now. I'd rather live it as it is now. But you still would know when you're going to die, though.
No, you don't.
Like, it'd be kind of cool to know when you're going to die.
I wouldn't.
Like, I think that, like,
wanna know.
it would be cool, like, I would be alright with this. If you got called into the room and someone said, alright, you're going to die on such and such a date. You're going to be this old. But you get to choose how you die. That would be cool.
So I don't want to know the date.
Like that.
If someone gave me like a time frame,
yeah,
like you're gonna die between, March and October of this year, or like a certain year, I'd be like, all right, I can handle that. I wouldn't want to know an exact date.
dude, I would love to, just because you get to choose how you die. Like, say, okay, well, I want to die trying to wrestle 4 full-grown Bengal tigers or some shit like that. You know? Like, that's how I want to go down.
Well, okay, yeah, okay. I guess I can see where you're coming from, because I've always said this, and it still holds true today, that if I knew I was gonna die, like, let's say, like, you know, let's say I didn't even have a date. Let's just say I, you know, had some illness and a doctor was like, you've got to, let's say a couple days.
Yeah.
I would go jump out of an airplane without a parachute.
Yeah?
That is always how I want to die.
Yeah?
And, I mean, most people say that you would die before you even hit the ground out of sheer just, like, anxiety,
like
panic
terror.
attack, just terror, just you would go into cardiac arrest and just too much thought.
Yeah.
But I think that's how I'd want to go. Like, if I had my choice, jump right out of an airplane, no parachute.
It's funny you said that, because I just watched a Facebook video yesterday morning of a guy who did just that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a professional skydiver.
Was it an accident? Or
No, on purpose. On purpose he did this. He jumped out of the airplane. 3 other skydivers were following him, filming with GoPros and shit. Jumped out of the airplane, just in a suit, no parachute, free falling, and aims himself perfectly, lands in the middle of this huge net that's suspended off the ground. He was coming in like, I think it was like 87 miles an hour.
Holy
He hit this
shit.
huge net. It was like I guess like a stunt or publicity thing, and fucking nailed it, son.
Dude, I'm watching.
And got up and was like, yeah, and everybody was like cheering and shit.
Holy crap.
Like they had a whole stadium full of people to watch him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, you gotta watch that. I think Ashley Cook shared that.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's really cool, dude. And like he's doing like flips and shit, just having a good old time. No fucking parachute, idiot.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so he fell into the big net, and then they had like this little separate backup net underneath the big net in case he shot through it. But yeah, no fucking parachute at all, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, just hit the net, and hit the net perfectly. Like I would have probably went in like head first and paralyzed myself or something. He hit it perfect.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy. Like, that's not where I thought that story was going at all. Like, I thought you were like, he was free falling.
One of my suicide videos.
Well, no, I thought it was like the guys with the parachutes, like, eventually, like, grabbed him and then, like, you know.
Well, that's what I thought was going to happen, because it didn't say, like, that was, you know, like, obviously, you know, that it's his plan to jump out without a parachute, but I thought, like, halfway down he was going to somehow, like, hook himself to him and they would pull the ripcord. No. This guy said, fuck it, no parachute.
All the way down.
All the way down, dude. And how could you aim yourself? Because you don't fall straight down. You have to do, like, that fucking
they know how to do
action
that
movie
shit.
thing.
Yeah, they know how to do that shit where they...
Yeah. Yeah, fuck that, dude. I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to do it straight to this net, and I'd land, like, you know, fucking 2 miles away.
Yeah.
Splattered on the ground, dude.
I agree with you on that one, though.
Yeah.
I would rather live my life as it is now.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago, I probably been like, oh, yeah, fuck it, I'll take the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, life's going pretty good right now, so let's not stop the
Well, it's kind of the same concept. I enjoy my life in as little as I have in it, but I enjoy, like, the life that I have.
Yeah.
Like, just the people in it and my family and my friends and the beer club. I don't have a lot, but I don't need a lot.
Right, and that's how I am. Like, I'm giving shit away.
I had this big epiphany last night.
Yeah.
It kind of goes along the lines with, like, your realization that you had the other day. And I was like, I don't know, I was just sitting there laying in bed. I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't even drunk.
Right.
But I was like, in life, okay, necessities. The basic necessities.
Right.
Is shelter, food, clothing, and, like, medicine.
Right.
And that's really it. Anything above that, it is a desire.
Right, yeah. It goes back to the whole wants and needs. Like, do you really need that? Or is that something that you want?
And that's where it's... That's what my big thing was that I was thinking about, because, like... Okay, yeah, in my life right now...
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got a daughter who's in show cards, and that shit costs money.
Oh, yeah.
So, I need that money to pay for her show cars.
Right.
But in the reality of everything, no. It really all goes back down to those same 4 fucking things, you know? That's all you ever really need to survive. Yeah. And the funny thing, the whole reason I got onto this thought was Trinity pissed me off.
So I'm gonna take away your love.
I was gonna take away everything she owned.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Fuck it, man. If she can't do what I ask, I'm taking away everything she fucking owns. And then she'd be like, I was gonna take her makeup away, like most of her clothing, and then I pictured the conversation in my head. She's like, but Daddy, I need those things. And then I'd be like, do you? Do you really need them? Do you need them? Because I don't think you do.
Right.
As long as you don't go to school naked, I think you're good. You know? And then that was like, that it stemmed from there. And I was like, you know, that is true. Nobody really needs any of that shit.
No,
like,
not at all.
Yeah. But even in my thought was like, you know, because she is in show cards, I'm like, taking your makeup away. Except for competition days, then you get it back because that's required and you have to have it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not your kid, man.
Dude, we've done it before. We've done it before. Like she wouldn't listen or wasn't doing what she's supposed to do. Basically, my 15-year-old daughter is a fucking slob.
Yeah.
She is dirty, and still to this day. So even these punishments in the past haven't worked. But there'd be days where, I mean, it got to me.
Yeah.
And she'd be at school, and I literally cleared everything out of her room. Except for a dresser, her bed, and her clothes.
Really?
That was it. Cleared everything out, took it all out. TVs, posters, took it all off the wall, gone.
Yeah.
Like, you see, the thing is like, my daughter, like, I'm messy. You know, like, I'm messy. Like, I'll leave my clothes laying around,
right.
I'll do this and that. Her, I'll get frustrated and go digging through her room.
Yeah.
There'll be like empty pop cans and banana peels under her bed. Like, I mean, like food.
Oh, yeah.
Like food.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a little bit of like, you know, unorganized messiness, but you're seriously a slob.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I ever got anything taken away from me when I was younger. Like, I don't think I did. And that's probably my whole fucking problem as an adult. Because I didn't have shit taken away from me when I was little.
Oh, I did. I got grounded a lot.
Did you?
Got shit
See,
taken
I
away,
really don't think I did, man. Like, I'm trying to think, like, okay, what could they have taken away? But I think the most they may have told me, like, you know, no TV.
Yeah.
But they didn't come take my TV, so of course I fucking watched it. See, I really don't think that it was... I don't think that I was punished. I mean, I know I was probably punished, but all the go to your rooms, you're grounded and stuff like that, like, I mean, it lasted for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, even like for grades and shit, like, I think that's probably one of my biggest problems as an adult, is I wasn't punished correctly.
Well, my big one was, I got...
Thank you, I appreciate that.
my big punishment where, like, I lost everything. Me and a friend of mine were stealing sports cards from a local Kmart.
Yeah.
For months. Left and
like
right.
Like football, baseball cards, stuff like
Football,
that?
baseball, basketball, all of them. Stealing. And I still have every single one of them. I mean, I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of sports cards. For months.
Sports card theft ring.
Yeah, we were doing this. For months we were doing it. And we had our whole game plan and kind of how we did it. And, you know, for months we never got caught. And we go in one day. We said we're going to go in. We're going to steal some cards. And he's being, like, oddly picky.
Yeah.
Like, you know, normally, like, we just go in there and just, like, we just grab shit.
Snatch and grab.
Yeah, just, like, looking around, make sure it's looking. We're just shitting, you know. We'd always wear extra baggy clothes, you know, starter coats.
I mean, you had it all. You had it figured out.
And But for that day, like, for some reason that day, like, I was already done. And he's like, hands on his chin. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, we just get your shit and let's go. And he's like, well, some stuff I've really kind of been dying to add to the collection. And I'm like, you fucking kidding me, dude? Yeah. Like, I mean, we're 12, 13. Yeah. And eventually I was like, dude, you're making me nervous. I'm going outside. I'll meet you outside. You're taking too fucking long. So I go outside, and I'm standing there, and I'm kind of just, wandering around, just waiting outside for him to come out. And this, like, shady-looking dude that looks like an Oompa Loompa. Yeah. From, like, the new from the new Willy Wonka. Comes up to me, and he's, like, the short little dude with, like, a mullet and a leather jacket. And he's like, hey, man, hey. And my first thought was like, this dude's trying to sell me drugs. I'm like 13 years old. Yeah. And he goes, hey, come here, man. And he like flips open this little wallet like he's this little badge. Like he's a fucking cop. Yeah. But it's like Kmart security. Yeah. Like he like works for Kmart. Yeah, like a loss prevention guy. Yeah. And he was like, you need to come with me. And I was like, fuck. Like I was just like,
I would have fucking ran, son.
I was just like, fuck. Yeah. So I go in, and he pulls me in. He already had my buddy in the back room. Oh, yeah. Already got him. And it was because of that shit.
Because he took too long?
He was taking too long. So it got me, and pulls me back there. And this is the day that I figured out that they either... See, that's what kills me, because we were doing it for months and never got caught. So they either installed cameras or had someone watching. But, we get into the room, and he's like, give me the pack inside your inside left coat pocket. I was like, yeah. He's like, give me the pack inside your back left right pocket, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm like, holy fuck. Right. And I'm like, he knows, like, every fucking place I got cards. And I'm like, I'm handing them out, and I'm handing them out. And then, like, he gets done, and he, like, sits down, and I was like, heh. He didn't ask for the pack down my pants. Like, I had a couple packs down my pants. He didn't ask for this. Either he didn't know that and didn't see it, or he didn't want them. One of the two. But, so the funny thing is, like, I'm busted. Whatever. Yeah. It is what it is. Now, my buddy is sitting here bawling his eyes out. He is fucking crying. He's like, please don't call my parents. Please don't call my parents. Please don't call my parents, please. And I'm like, dude, get a hold of yourself, man. Like, dude, we're 13. We stole some baseball cards, all right? Chill. Like, we ain't going to jail. And he's like, my parents. He's like, my parents will fucking ream my ass. And I'm like, dude, chill. And please don't call my parents. He just, that's all he kept saying over and over. It's like, please don't call my parents. Please don't call my parents. And the dude was like, look, I'm not going to call your parents, but, you gave back all the merchandise. You're never allowed to step foot in Kmart ever again. And my thought was like, fuck, I come around my mom all the time. Like, how am I going to talk my way out of this? Like, and so, we get home. Nothing happens. We were behind Kmart. We didn't even get out of the parking lot yet. We got behind Kmart to walk home. And I'm like, Steve, check it out. And I pulled the pack out of my pocket. And he's like, dude, are you fucking serious right now? My parents are going to kill me. Like, he's still fucking in freak out mode. Yeah. So, anyways, I go home. And, like, a month or two goes by. All good. Yeah. We're in the clear. Yeah, right. Kmart, just to be assholes, calls his parents. Because he was being a bitch. Yeah. And that was what they told him. Yeah. They was like, your son would not stop crying. He was so scared of you guys. That's why we decided to call you. Yeah. Called his parents. Yeah. And ratted him out.
Oh, that sucks.
And his parents called my parents. Yeah. So I got busted. Yeah. I got grounded to my room for 3 months straight.
Really?
3 months.
Damn, dude.
I got grounded to my room.
Like the statute of limitations didn't expire on the punishment?
No. No? Nothing in my room. Nothing in my room except for a boombox. That's the only thing I got to keep. Yeah. So I spent my time, like, I would go buy blank cassettes, like, whenever I was through my mom. And I would just, like, sit and record my favorite songs on the radio. Yeah. That was, like, all I did for 3 months straight. Well, that and during that time we were in middle school. And my 8th grade year, they, due to like, I guess budgeting, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Yeah.
They took wood shop and moved it to the high school.
Yeah.
So 8th grade year, your only elective choice was home ec. Like I couldn't, like all the guys all the way up to like 8th grade were like, we're taking wood shop.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of it, so we had to take home ec.
Yeah.
So I learned how to sew pillows. Or I learned how to sew.
Yeah.
So for 3 months I made pillows.
Made pillows?
I did. I would have my mom take me to fucking Joann Fabric, and I'd buy like the cotton shit, and I would just make pillows. Me and Chrissy, when we got together in senior year, I had like all these pillows that I made. I had pillows everywhere that I made.
You were grounded.
13. Yeah, pillows everywhere. That was like my worst punishment ever.
Yeah,
So
that's
they held
harsh,
to it, man.
man.
They held to it.
Yeah.
3 months I was grounded. And the funny thing is, like, I got a ride to school from a friend that lived up the street from me. I was no longer allowed to catch rides with him. I had to walk to school. But my friend's mom was cool, and she let me come anyways. Like, even though they called her and said, like, don't give her a ride anymore. My mom's friend was cool, and she gave me rides anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because their big thing was, like, when they found out it was, like, a week before Christmas.
Yeah.
And they were like, fucking Christmas, you have to get everything you want, and you're fucking stealing shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I got banned from, Harrison Bowling. Out in Harrison when I was about that age.
Did you?
Yeah, I went to a bowling alley with a bunch of friends. And this was before they had the screens that automatically kept your bowling score. Or, well, they probably still had the screens, but they still had the old tables in there.
Right.
And the tables had, like, these little Casio calculators bolted down to them. And, I don't know, I guess I was just trying to impress a girl or something, but, like, I, like, ripped it off and, like, broke it into a million. I don't know why the fuck I did it, it's weird. But I ripped this calculator off the little desk, and I, like, broke it into a million pieces and was just throwing it all over. I'm being a total douche. I don't know why the fuck I did that. And the guy came up and said, "Oh, I'm not going to call your parents, but you're banned." And then I went home and told my parents, like, I got banned from Harrison Bull.
That's funny.
Yeah, dude.
There's only one other place I ever got banned from. And the funny thing is, I had too much time on my hands. It was next door to Kmart.
Yeah.
And this was before Kmart. It was Children's Palace.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Me and a friend of mine went in there. And I don't know if you remember this toy. They had like the Monster Truck playset that had the slime.
Oh, yeah.
We kept going back to the slime aisle and stealing all the slime.
Yeah.
And we were dumping it all over other toys. Like, we were even younger. I mean, I was like, early middle school, late elementary school.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show the time difference, because I would never in my right mind let my kids wander around in early middle school, late elementary school.
Yeah.
But I had full reins of the neighborhood.
Yeah, we were the same way.
And so they busted us, and they were like, they just kicked us out for life.
Yeah.
Which was like another one, like, fuck, how am I going to come back in here with my mom? But yeah, I never got caught on that one. They never called my parents. They just told me I was never allowed to come back.
Yeah. Like, I never went back to Harrison Bull. Like, I wonder, like, if there's, like, a picture of, like, 14-year-old me behind the bar still.
You walked in there now?
Like, do not let this person in the bar.
There's some guy, like, looking at you without a beard.
Right, yeah. Is that you?
That's that kid.
Is that you?
Get out of here.
Are you Josh Howard? No. But yeah, I've never went back, dude.
That's funny.
Yeah. Not out of fear, I just don't like bowling.
I don't really particularly care for it either. Like, I can't tell you the last time I've been bowling.
Yeah.
The last time I stole something, though, because, like, my stealing days didn't even end then.
Yeah.
Like, it did for a while. Like, I
You're
stole...
a little klep there, dude.
Dude, I was, like, really bad. Dude, I was good at it, though.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that sounds wrong, but I was
Perfected
good at it.
Yeah.
Like, I would, I steal posters from Spencer's constantly.
Really?
All the time. Posters, like the, pre-made posters. I'd wear, like, a baggier coat. And I'd flip through the posters, and you know how they have, like, little numbers?
Yeah,
and you gotta go down to, like, the number system?
Yeah.
Well, I would, like, look up the one before I would bend down, I would look for that number, the one that I wanted.
Yeah.
And then I would bend down and act like I was looking for the number of the one that I wanted, but the whole time I was creeping the poster
up your sleeve.
Like I was like 2 fingers like creeping it up my sleeve, and then I walk out. Dude, I was good at it. Like,
dude,
I was
master thief.
I was bad there for a while.
Yeah.
The last time I did something, and this is funny because I was actually an adult, and early 20s, but I hadn't done it in years. Like I hadn't stolen anything in years. I had grown past it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like one of those like, the whole story's kind of funny. I was getting ready to start a new job.
Yeah.
Chrissy's pregnant with Trinity. And it was a good job. Like I had to wear like a nice shirt.
Yeah.
Like I had to wear like a shirt. It was a collection agency actually is what it was. But I had to wear like nicer
like
clothes.
Business casual
Business
type
casual.
thing. Yeah.
And but we were broke as fuck, and I was
Yeah.
like getting ready to start, and so me and Chrissy went to Myers out in Forest Park.
Yeah.
And
we're
like trying clothes on.
Yeah.
And this was in 2002. I don't know when you worked there.
Yeah, I was there, dude.
Yeah, 2002 is when I was there.
Because I worked there during college.
And so we were like, well, let's go try stuff on because I need to know like my size when it comes to like the button up clothes, and I kind of had the thought in the dressing room. I was like, I need these clothes, but I can't afford them, and I'm supposed to start this job. Yeah. So I just like left them all on,
put your
and
other clothes
put my
on
other clothes back on, and like, and the funny thing is like, I walked out. And Chrissy's like, where's your clothes? And I was like, I just tried them on. I just left them in there. Yeah. And she's like, all right, cool. But Chrissy's like buying shit. Yeah. And so like, I walked all the way through line with her, fucking sweating my goddamn ass off because I had like 30 layers of clothes on. Yeah. And so we go through line and she gets what she needs, like food and whatever she's getting. And we get all the way to the car and we're like halfway home and I was like, oh, by the way, I stole all that shit. And she's like, what? And like I like pulled out my thing and she's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you could have got me in. Like, she was mad as fucked up. Yeah. And I was like, that's why I didn't tell you, so you couldn't be an accomplice.
Didn't implicate her in it.
Yeah, that was like the last time I stole anything, and it was right before Trinity was born. Yeah, it was in 2002.
That's awesome.
I haven't stolen anything since.
Yeah, I used to have a buddy that, like, you could tell him anything, like, oh, I need, like, I don't know. So like, I remember once I said I need cologne. He said, all right, let's go to the mall. And I said, okay. He went into, like, they have the Sephora stores or whatever. Yeah. He went in there and he's like, so, he's like, don't come in with me, but what kind of smells do you like? And I was like, what? So what kind of smell of class? Like, I don't know, earthy stuff. And like, he's like, all right, I'll be right back. And then came out and had all the tester bottles in his pants. Yeah, like, all right, he's like, all right, let's go back to the car.
That's funny.
Yeah, and like he would go, like he was, I don't know, man, like, he was real big about, ripping Walmart off. I don't know why. But
damn
like,
the man.
Yeah, like he really loved to rip Walmart off. And he would tuck his shirt into his pants. And then tuck his pants into his socks. And he would always just like walk through, like they have this 5-hour energy drinks that are like in the big boxes, where you can buy a big box of them. Right. He would pick one up and just walk around and put them all down his pants. And like he'd get into like the car and untuck his pants and like 36 5-hour energies would come out. Like Jesus, dude, like I don't know why he did it. I guess he just doing it. I guess he just had the bug.
It's probably a thrill thing. Yeah. That's what it was for me. It was a thrill thing. I didn't need half the shit I stole.
But it was awesome. He's like, yeah, what kind of cologne do you do? I was like, oh, this. So he's like, oh, came back out, tester bottles. Yeah. Yeah.
My first job was at UDF. The UDF right there by the clubhouse.
Oh, okay.
And back then, like, they've redone the whole thing. They actually like tore the whole lot down and redid the entire UDF because the UDF actually used to be facing Banning.
Oh, okay.
Instead of facing Blue Rock or Cheviot or whatever it is right there. And it was like one of the old school UDFs that had like the back area where you go get your ice cream, but there was like the window where like the registers were. And Well, there was two little operations I had. Well, the same operation, but two ways I would steal the stuff.
Yeah.
And it was while I worked there. And, but I was, like, most often I was in charge of, like, when I would come in, because I would come after school.
Yeah.
And cigarette shipments would come in. And they'd be in, like, you know, big 4-foot boxes.
Yeah.
All with the carton standing straight up.
Yeah.
And then you would just plop them down in front of, like, where the cigarette rack is, and you would open up the carton, and you'd pull them out, and you'd put them in there.
Yeah.
Well, once you get, like, 1 billion of those cartons open, you can't really tell if there's an unopened one in there. So I would just, so when we got done, we'd empty it all, we would take it out to the trash. So on days that I knew was cigarette delivery day, I'd park right next to the trash bin. And so I would, and I didn't even smoke then, because I didn't even start smoking until I was like almost 18.
Yeah.
There was a girl I was dating, and that's the only reason I started smoking, but I didn't smoke then. I was just trying to make some money.
Yeah, right.
So I would steal at least 2 or 3 cartons out of that box.
Yeah.
And then I would go and sell them at school.
Yeah.
And there was that, and then there was also, if there were friends that did smoke and they needed cigarettes, that little window that would look back into, like, where you eat your ice cream, there was always a rack there that had, like, the cigarette specials of the week or whatever.
Yeah.
And I knew there were no cameras that looked out that window, anything. So I would just, like, walk by like I'm going to the bathroom that was back there.
Yeah.
And just, like, grab a few and just keep going to the bathroom and then walk out.
Yeah.
I stole a lot from you, Dia. Because there was actually a time, like, one of the first times I ever, like, got drunk on my own. Like, the first time, like, you know, somebody took me to get drunk. And then, like, the second time I was, like, I stole, while I was packing the cooler, like, where the beverages are, I stole a bottle of MD 2020.
Nice. Little man dog.
A guy that I worked with, he stayed the night with me that night. We went back to my house, and we just sat in my room all night. We're just drinking this thing. And we're fucking drunk, dude. Yeah. And, I mean, that shit destroyed
my life. Yeah.
But the funny thing is, we, like, shared the bottle.
Right.
And so it was kind of like, we were, like, in hype, you know, whatever, drunk mode.
Yeah.
And we were like, we need more. We're out. We drank it all. So then we came up with this idea that we're going to go up to where the place we work, where we know it's super fucking late and there's only one person working.
Yeah.
And we knew who it was. So we literally climbed out my window of my bedroom, which was my garage was right there. So we climbed out, got on the garage, jumped down off the garage, walked to UDF, and we're kind of this whole plan. I was like, all right, Timmy. I was like, you're gonna go distract her.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna steal it. And he was like, all right, cool. And what we didn't count on as we got there, she was in the cooler stocking.
Yeah.
So we go in and we're just like bullshitting with her, and she goes like, oh, she could tell. She was like, you guys are fucking drunk.
Yeah.
And it was like an older lady that was there, but she was cool. And we're like, no, we're not. And I was like, eventually I was just like, all right, Timmy. I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll meet you outside. So I literally like walked out of the cooler, walked around to the front, grabbed another bottle of MD 2020, and then just walked out the door. And then, a few minutes later he came, and so we went back and finished that.
Yeah. Dude, the first time I got drunk was because of Meyer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of my friends was outside getting carts. And he's like, hey, let me see your car keys. And I gave him my car keys. And they came back in and gave my car keys back to me. I said, what? Why did you need my car keys? He's like, dude, I was out getting carts and some guy left 3 cases of beer on the bottom of his cart and put it in the cart corral. He's like, we're getting drunk tonight. That's the first time I got drunk, funny. Dude.
How old are you?
Man, I was probably like 17, 18.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I left beer on the bottom of the cart, man.
Wow.
And that sucks now. Now thinking about that was kind of shitty because if I would have left beer on the cart and forgot.
That was my thought just now. It was like, you took the guy's beer, you probably came back for that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, my first time was 14.
Was it? Yeah.
It was 14, and I mean, never. It wasn't even a thought. Like, it was never a thought that I had. Like, oh, I'm gonna go get drunk. It was
right.
like, my parents had a 4th of July party,
Uh-huh.
and my mom was friends with a girl's mom that I went to high school with, but this girl's mom was the girl was more in like not my crowd.
Yeah.
More of the popular kind of almost bad kid crowd.
Yeah.
So my parents threw this party, and the mom came over and then brought her daughter, which I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is cool. We're in 2 different leagues. Like,
right.
I don't normally talk to this girl.
Yeah.
And so, but I had my friends over, for the party.
Yeah.
And she's like, you guys want to go fucking get drunk? And we're like 14, and we're like, I don't know, do we? Like, are we supposed to? Like, what are we like? So she's like, yeah, let's go get drunk. And I'm like, she like, acting like she knew what she was doing. So we're like, okay, cool. So we leave, and we walk down to, Thornton's is on the corner of Corey and Galbraith, which was BP at the time. We walk there, and we're like, what are we doing here? Like, you can't fucking buy beer.
Right.
And being the popular hot chick that she is, walked right up to some dude like, will you buy us some beer?
Yeah.
He did. Fucking went in and bought her a
that actually worked, huh?
Yeah, it worked. And went in and bought her a fucking 12-pack, and she was like, and I was like, what the fuck? And she was like, yeah, I do it all the time. Like, how do you think I know I could do that? And I was like, I don't know, you fucking freak. So, we went, and this might be a little out of your realm. You know the skating place is, right?
Yeah.
Well, behind the skating place, there, kind of like the parking lot, like where the corner of the parking lot, like there's woods. There's a little trail, and it leads back to a bridge. There's a cement bridge that goes over like a creek, which then leads up into Burgundy Court Apartments.
Oh, okay.
And that's where we decided we were going to drink.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, like, I'm not even through beer 1.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, sitting on the ledge of the bridge.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, I'm, like, taking a drink, and then I'm, like, all of a sudden I noticed, like, my vision. It took a second to catch up with me.
Yeah.
Like, I would turn my head to look at my friend.
Trails and shit.
Like, it was like, whoa! That was weird.
Yeah.
And then I started, like, it got to the point where, like, I started, like, doing that. I'm sitting there, like, and I was like, I better get off this fucking bridge. I'm going to fall backwards. But more or less, that night ended with, like, my buddy and then that popular girl, like, me in the middle, them dragging me all the way to my house. Like, my feet were dragging. I couldn't walk at all. And I honestly, to this day, don't know how. Because, I mean, my parents' party was still going on. And I'm obviously assuming they were fucked up and they were drunk and shit. Don't know how I got past them in the party and me being as fucked up as I fucking was.
Dude, that's an awesome story.
Yeah. Crazy. Alright, we're towards the end here.
Yeah.
That was a good little rant we had, though.
Yeah, dude, we kept the ball rolling on that, man.
Kept the ball rolling.
So on to the piece of shit of the week.
Piece of shit of the week. If I can find it here. My stack of papers. Alright, this one, I mean, nothing really crazy happened this week. It was, I guess, kind of a good thing.
Yeah. I mean,
this one's more of a pet peeve.
Yeah.
A 14-year-old posted a bomb threat to Talawanda High School. Shut the whole school down for a day. And the reason I decided to go to this one, because that shit's getting my fucking nerves.
Yeah, well, fucking bombs, clowns, all kinds of shit going on.
Well, the bombs is because I've got kids in school.
Right.
And, I realize that most of these bomb threats that the kids themselves are putting in are pranks, or they're
wanting to get out of school.
They could be as wanting to get out of a test or schoolwork. But the thing with a bomb threat is you have to take it seriously.
Oh, yeah.
You have to take it seriously.
Especially these days, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, could be a joke. Most likely is a joke, but also could not be a joke. And that's what pisses me off about it, because I got kids in school. Like, so far, in none of my kids' schools have there been a bomb threat shutdown kind of thing. Yeah. But there's been some close enough in the surrounding schools, and I'm just like, the shit pisses me off. It really pisses me off. And I honestly, I spent, I'm going to say, probably a good half an hour looking for this kid's fucking name. I know the news isn't allowed to do it, and the local law enforcement is allowed to do it, so that's why I kept it to Facebook.
Just so you could, like...
Go into all the, like, the Talawanda posts.
Right, yeah.
See if, like, somebody
Twitter.
was like, oh, that was fucking Ryan.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, I'm gonna name this motherfucker.
Yeah.
No,
Piece of shit.
couldn't find him. Couldn't find his fucking name, but he's a piece of shit.
Dude, back when after all that Columbine shit happened, I was like going through my phase where like I was real into like Marilyn Manson and shit like that.
Yeah.
Power Man 5000.
Still good.
Yeah. And like, so I wore like dark clothes and shit. I don't know if I was really gothy. I just didn't give a fuck. And they found a note, or not a note, but a list of names in the boys' bathroom. And I got called to the fucking principal's office. And they wanted to know if it was him and police. And they wanted to know if I was the one that wrote the list of names. I do handwriting sample and everything. Yeah, and I was like, no, I didn't fucking do that.
We heard Marilyn Manson was responsible for the Columbine shooting, so they had to be you.
Yeah, like I wore Marilyn Manson shirts and they made me turn them inside out and shit like that. Fuck them, dude. Fuck the man.
Well, it's kind of interesting because, like, in this article,
Yeah.
kind of goes on to say, which I never would have thought about, that there's actually been instances, like, around the country where someone who was wanting to produce harm to either a certain child or a group of children or whatever would pay a kid that goes to that school to get the bomb threat to get those people outside so he could shoot that person.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, huh.
Fuck, dude.
Never thought about that aspect
yeah,
before.
dude, that's like some law and order shit.
But the reason it said that is because I guess everybody in Talawanda got pissed that when the bomb threat came in, they didn't evacuate the school. They put the kids in one location within the school.
Yeah.
And a lot of the parents and a lot of the locals were like, why the fuck didn't you evacuate the school? Why didn't you bring the kids outside? And they were like, because there's been instances where that's happened.
Yeah.
Where the whole point was to get the people outside the school.
Sniper mode and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even think about that. That's fucking crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
People are sick, dude.
Dude, we got evacuated when I was in high school, I guess. I think I might have been a freshman. We got evacuated because somebody was smoking in the boys' room.
Yeah.
And threw their cigarette butt into the trash can. And it caught on fire and it burnt the bathroom down.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, my kids' schools, they haven't had a bomb threat necessarily, but they've gone on lockdown a couple times.
Yeah.
But it's like, which I guess is a good thing, but it's like super precautionary shit.
Yeah.
Like one time, like the PNC over on.
Oh, it was like robbed or some shit.
Was robbed, which is like a good couple blocks away.
Yeah.
But still, like, precautionary. The school was like, all right, we'll lock the doors. We'll go on lockdown. Well, I mean, that's cool. That makes me feel safe knowing they do that. But, I mean, there was never, like, a direct threat.
I wonder if they have, like, assemblies now about shit like that. Like, about, like, preparedness. Like, run, fight, hide type shit.
I don't know. I remember having those, like, early in middle school. But then I remember, like, where you would go, like,
I
out.
don't remember having those.
I remember having, like, these things where. What were the things where you got in the hallway and you were like, duck your head?
Fire drills. Or tornado drills.
Tornado drills.
Yeah.
I say, no, it wasn't fire drill. We leave the building. Alright, well, on that note, show's fucking over.
Fuck off.
Fuck off and die.
Yeah, fucking tornado drills, dude.
I forgot about this. I couldn't remember why everybody would go out in the hallway and duck their head.